Riverside Weather Deck is sponsored by Montel Construction, your home team.
And you know, Colton, I gotta say, I'm not really surprised. It was really warm outside today.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely warm and pretty windy all across the lakeshore. And even here in Grand Rapids, Lauren, most, if not all of West Michigan today was in the 60s. And that will probably be our last 60-degree high through the remainder of 2025. 13 weather ball, no surprise here. Cooler temperatures are in view. The 13 weather ball is blue. Cooler temperatures in view. We will likely be 20 degrees cooler tomorrow than we were today. This view brought to you by LaFontaine Lincoln of Grand Rapids. What's ahead, like I mentioned, we will contend with the breeze heading into Sunday, but the main thing is it will be much cooler. Highs only topping out in the lower 40s rather than the lower 60s like we saw today. And we are tracking at least a rain-snow mix heading into Tuesday before widespread heavy rain seems to be pretty likely for everyone later in the week. Like I mentioned, highs today well above average. Usually we're in the upper 40s this time of year. We were in the lower to mid 60s all across West Michigan. 63 was a high here in GR, 65 in Kalamazoo, and the cool spot being Ludington at 59 degrees. The other story today, by far, was the wind. You can still see along the lakeshore in Grand Haven, the breeze is picking up at least some waves along the lakeshore, gusting upwards of 23 in Kalamazoo, and still seeing a gust upwards of 22 miles per hour in Muskegon. Thankfully, overnight tonight, the winds won't be too bad. However, heading into the early morning hours, and especially heading into Sunday morning into the afternoon, wind gusts will be approaching 35 miles per hour along the lakeshore, but with the northwest wind, that means the cooler air will be funneling on in. Temperatures right now sitting at 57 in GR, 50 degrees in Ludington, so you can definitely tell cooler air is slowly moving into West Michigan, and that will be the case through the overnight hours. Generally cooling down into the 40s by the time we get to midnight, and then cooling down into the mid 30s by the time we get to daybreak tomorrow. So most of us waking up with temperatures in the 30s. The reason why is this cold front that is currently moving through Detroit with a strong northwest flow that will drag in cooler temperatures, but thankfully we don't have any precipitation in sight. So the remainder of the weekend, thankfully, will be on the dry side. That won't last too long, though. We do have a system approaching us heading into early next week. We'll stay dry and pretty sunny into Monday. However, here comes our next system arriving Tuesday afternoon in the form of a rain-snow mix. So we could have a few slick roads, especially north of I-96 later in the day on Tuesday, but the impacts generally will be on the low side. Heading into the late portion of the week, widespread heavy rain seems pretty likely late Thursday and especially Thursday night into Friday as a strong low pressure system moves overhead, bringing widespread, possibly heavy rain across much of West Michigan. And then thankfully by the time we get to the next weekend, that will quickly move out of here, so drier conditions will likely return. Heading into the next 3 days, we'll stay pretty comfortable for this time of year, generally in the low 40s, with plenty of sunshine as well to go around through at least Monday before that wintry mix arrives on Tuesday. Heading into the overnight hours tonight, generally will be in the mid 30s along the lakeshore, low 30s off to the north, so a little cooler near US 10 and from Grand Rapids to the south, in the mid 30s with partly cloudy skies. Your 13-hour side 70 forecast shows the next 2 days definitely cooler than it was today by about 20 degrees. Thankfully, though, we'll stay dry with some sunshine. Rain-snow mix seems pretty likely late Tuesday. And then Lauren, next weekend looks dry as of now, but we will have a pretty rainy end to the week. Thursday and Friday, we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain.
Oh gosh, well, it's that time of the year. Thank you so much, Colton.